A Klingle Native American, Gene Tagaban, is an artist, musician, and local educator known as the Raven Dancer. When he was just a lad, he sat at the feet of his grandmother, and his grandmother told him stories. And one of those stories was of the raven and how the raven brought light into the world. One day the raven was flying and looked out and saw an island off in the sea that was aflame, and flew out and grabbed the flame and brought it back and threw some of the flame to the trees and some of the bushes and some of the ground and some of the animals and some of the people. And then his grandmother looked at Gene and said, well, now you have a fire. And you can share that fire. And as you bring fire to people's hearts, you will watch their spirits shine. The sun very soon will set here in Niagara Falls on another day, but the sun will not set for us because we have this very special gentleman with us to share the fire and set our hearts to shine. So, ladies and gentlemen, Gene Tagaban.
I'd like to thank you for allowing me to be here. And I'm just going to go out here. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Nice. Before I get started, I'd like to sing a song. And this song I sing is an acknowledgement of spirit. Acknowledgement of spirit of this place here. Acknowledgement of the ancestors who walked this land here. Acknowledgement of your ancestors who walk with you. Of the past and the ancestors who are not yet born. And amongst Native people, this is just protocol to acknowledge spirit. To acknowledge spirit. And so I'd like to sing this song. It's called the Skidegate Spirit Song. And again, when I acknowledge spirit, I look at this room. I see many people, but this room is overflowing with the spirit of all of our ancestors who walk with us now. And that in itself is awesome. That's all I know how to do. But I can do it really well. You see, I had somebody come up to me at one time and they asked me, "Excuse me, are you a real Indian?" I said, yes, I am. Last I looked in the mirror, I was a real Indian. And he asked me, you real Indians have flutes. How many flutes do you have? And I thought to myself, I didn't have any flutes. So I went out and bought 20. I wanted to be a real good real Indian. I'm going to ask you to breathe. Take a breath. Take a breath. What you've been talking about and doing these last few days, and maybe what you have been doing in your whole career has been a great weight placed upon you. And sometimes we just need to breathe. And allow me to share a little bit. I heard the word traditional education. Allow me to share it with you my traditional education. One of the most important things that I was taught in my traditional education is learn how to introduce yourself. You see, we introduce ourselves in so many ways, not just with our voice, but with our names, our words, but also the way we walk, the way we talk, the way we dress, the way we hold our hair. We are always introducing ourselves. And I was taught when we introduce ourselves, how do you introduce yourself when you walk into the room? How do you introduce yourself to the smallest child, to your own children? How do you introduce yourself? One way that I was taught was like this. I just said hi. But That is how we say hello as Native people, Indigenous people, Aboriginal people, tribal people. Who we are all tribal people. We don't go back far enough in our history and our heritage. We all come from that place of tribes. Now when we introduce ourselves, we share with you a bit of our history, our spirit, and our story. My name is Gene Tagaban. My Shanget name is Gayal. I'm of the Duckstein Ton clan, the Raven Freshwater Sockeye clan from Hoonah, Alaska. The child of a Wishkatan, Eagle Shark clan from Juan in Juneau, Alaska. The grandchild of a Thunderbird. I am Cherokee, Shanget, and Filipino. I'm a Tlingit in the Pino. But I also acknowledge you and Yahusani, the honorable children of this land. You see, we are all the children of this land. Doesn't matter if we're white, black, Asian, or Native American. We are all in this together. Children of this land. Now I have to ask you this question. How many of you are storytellers? Yeah, okay, cool, all right. Put your hands down, some of you, yeah, bless you. Some of you went, oh, I'm a storyteller. Some of you raised your hand right away, I'm a storyteller. I saw a couple of you do this, I'm a storyteller. I saw one of you kind of like do this. But the thing is, my papa, he goes, son, you're a story. What, papa? I'm a story? Yeah, son, you're a storyteller. I'm a storyteller, Papa. Yeah, your life is a story. I'm a storyteller, Papa. My life's a story. Huh? I'm going to tell you, son. It all started, son, before you were born. That, well, what's going on, my Papa? A storyteller is my life a story. How come, Papa? You going to tell me? Shh! I'm going to tell you, son. It all started, son, before you were born. That's your story. Well, which one am I, Papa? Storyteller, my life a story. How come? Are the tree stories? Are the land stories? Are the water stories? The mountain and the rocks? Are these stories too? How about the animals? How about our dog? How about a cat, Grandma? A cat. How about a cat, Grandma? Is she a storyteller? The cat. How about why, Grandpa? Why, Grandpa? Why, Grandpa? Why, Grandpa? Why, Grandpa? Why, Grandpa? Why? Holy. Your story, son. Your storyteller. Your life is a story. Before you were there, your story got bored. And then you breathe and start to breathe. Oh, your story's alive. One day you crawl, your story crawl. You walk, your story walk. You run, your story run. Oh, son, one day you're going to go to school. And then you graduate. And from there, you're going to middle school, junior high, graduate from there, and then you're going to high school, graduate, get good education, you know. Oh, then after that, you'll go to get more education. Yeah, you'll go to university or college or whatever they're calling it nowadays. And then after that, you'll have families, children, grandchildren, you know. Oh, your life is a story, son. You'll tell a good story. That's where you get my age. You got something to talk about. You see, we're all storytellers, eh? And our life is a story. And now I am part of your story. And you are part of my story. And you are involved in the stories of so many out there. And in that way, that is awesome. Everyone raise your hand. Come on, everyone raise your hand. Everyone raise your hand. Everyone means everyone. Everyone raise your hand and repeat after me. I'm a storyteller. Then do this. There you go. Let's see how that works. How many of you are storytellers? Wait. Okay, you guys are in the education field, all right? We just did something in education. It's repetitive, you know, motions, and you just learn how to do it from just doing it previously. All right, let's try that again. How many of you are storytellers? I'm a storyteller. There you go. There you go. There you go. You see, our life is a story. With that, I'd like to share with you the stories. And I love being a Native American, First Nation, Aboriginal, Indian, whatever we're called nowadays. I have to get on the internet to find out what we're called nowadays. Whatever that is. I love that sound. And I love being a Native American making that sound. You see, I can take my drum and I can walk into almost any mall in the world. And I can walk in there. And I could stand in the middle of that mall and I could go. And I could walk out. And everyone in that mall would go, did you see that? That's an Indian, Native American. We just witnessed a sacred spiritual event. Because I tell you what, let's say somebody like here in the States, let's say somebody like Joe the plumber walks into the mall. And he goes, and he walks out. Everyone's like, did you see that? Did you see that? That guy's crazy. You see, there's a stereotype out there that Native people, Indigenous, Aboriginal, tribal people, who we are all tribal people, are spiritual people. I gotta tell you something. It's true. We are spiritual people. All the animals gathered together to have a meeting. Now there was bear, there was mountain lion, there was eagle, raven. Grandmother Mouse was there. All the animals were there. And it was Mountain Lion who was in charge of the meeting. So Mountain Lion steps forward and goes, oh, my brothers and sisters, it is so good that you are here. We have many important things to talk about. They were just about to start that meeting, and then they heard Rabbit outside singing as loud as he could. Nobody could hear a thing. And so Mountain Lion goes outside and says, hey, Rabbit, shh, we're trying to have a meeting in there. But Rabbit comes singing away. And so Mountain Lion goes, took Rabbit's arm, put it in his back pocket. You can have that back later when we're done. Now let's get on with this meeting. Rabbit was outside with only one arm. They were just about to start that meeting again. And then they heard Rabbit outside drumming away with only one arm. Nobody could hear a thing. This time, it was Brother Bear. Brother Bear goes, hey, Rabbit, we're trying to have a meeting in there. A rabbit kept singing away. And so Bear goes, took Rabbit's other arm, put it in his back pocket. You can have that back later when we're done. Now let's get on with this meeting. Rabbit was outside with only one arm. They're just about to start that meeting again. Then they heard Rabbit outside, drumming away, stomping away. Actually, he had no arms. Sorry about that. Now he's out there stomping away with his feet. Nobody could hear a thing. This time it was Coyote. Hey, Rabbit, shh, come on, brother. We're trying to have a meeting in there. A rabbit kept singing away. As a Coyote goes, took Rabbit's leg, put it in his back pocket. You can have that back later when we're done. Maybe. Rabbit was outside, no arms, only one leg. They were just about to start the meeting again. And then they heard Rabbit outside, drumming away with that big old fluffy rabbit tail of his. Nobody could hear a thing. This time it was Eagle. Eagle rises up out of his chair, circles over Rabbit. Everyone's going, Rabbit, shh. It's Eagle, it's Eagle. But Rabbit was too busy singing away. Eagle comes down, picks up Rabbit. Everyone's going, oh no, Rabbit, it's Eagle, man, it's Eagle. But Rabbit kept singing away. eagle goes, whoosh, took rabbit's head. The people went, that hurt. But they still hurt. Because rabbit, his song was coming from his heart. Whenever you sing from your heart, whenever you follow your heart, nobody can take that away from you. So they gave rabbit his head back. They gave rabbit his 2 arms back. They had to wrestle Coyote to get his leg back. And they let rabbit sing his song whenever he wanted to. Sing with me. Come on now. Stop lip syncing. You know, I grew up with that story, and I love telling that story. You see, we follow our hearts. We follow our hearts. And I tell the students, that's what teachers do. They follow their hearts. You see, the teachers all over the world, they can do anything else in the world. Anything. But they're there to teach. Because they know how valuable our students are. How important, how beautiful our students are. And just like as a little child, each one of those students that you come across, even you, even us, we always ask the question, and there's a teacher there, standing right there, to lead us, guide us, because they knew how valuable we are. And I look in this room, and I get overcome with the feeling, because in this room, there's heart. This room, there is heart. And you follow your heart because it doesn't matter. Because whatever happens, you get torn apart. One thing, another, the economy, racial tension, whatever it is, we get torn apart. But that doesn't stop us. Because we know what we do is so important. And we're following our hearts. That will take some time to talk it over. To take some time to work it out. Smooth things over a little bit. Or take some time to gather as people. To gather as one heart with a common vision, because we love our people. That's why you do what you do. We love the people. See, that's one of the fundamental traditional education that I grew up with. To follow your hearts. And it's all about love. It's all about love. Not only love for your people, but love for this world. Ring a bell. Earlier, I saw some of you go and wanted to clap. You guys, I saw you kind of go. Nobody else clapped, so you kind of went. Yeah, I need a volunteer. Please come forward. I need a volunteer. Oh, you're a perfect volunteer. I need a volunteer, please. What volunteer? Come on, brother. Come on up here. Where are you from?
I'm from
Oh, awesome. Blessings, blessings. Thank you here. You got another volunteer to come forward? Step forward. It'll be very painful. Oh, my brother here. I'll have you stand right over here.
No, not me.
Stand right there. Right there. Yeah, just like that. Yeah. You know, as the elders would say, my elders, they say, you stand there, and they stand there. You go, no, I didn't say stand there. You stand right there. No, not right there, right there. Here you go, brother. All right. There you go. And so, okay, you're on. That's doing me. A little bit faster than that, brother. There you go. There you go. Wait, I gotta tell you this. Do not do this beat, please. Here in the States, all the non-native people will be putting their chairs in their circles, and all us indigenous people will be circling around them, and it's going to be an international incident. It'll be on Oprah or something like that. So, yeah, don't do anything with that beat, all right? Anything but that, all right? There you go. That's too close. That's too close. Right there. There you go. Thank you, sir. Thank you so Thank you for coming up and playing.
It was me up.
Oh, so awesome, awesome, awesome. So as I get started here, as if I haven't already started, I'd like to share this. You see, our life is a story. And we're all storytellers. I want to share with you a little bit of my story. And honor you with this dance that I was raised with, that I learned. Juneau, Alaska. 2 miles away from the glacier. Ice coming down the mountains. Mountains towered up each side of that glacier. Trees traveled up those mountains. Snow blanketed the tops of the mountains. Eagles and ravens flew in the sky. Bear and deer walked through my front yard. Rabbits slept in my front porch. My brother and I, we loved to climb trees, chase salmon up the streams, and collect frogs and put them in my drawer for my mom. But at 5 years old, my mom, she wanted me to learn how to dance. Native dance, blanket dance, traditional dance. I didn't want to learn how to dance. I was a 5-year-old skinny little kid. I wanted to climb trees, chase salmon, collect frogs. But my mom, she wanted me to learn how to dance. So she took me to the community center to learn how to dance. I didn't want to be there, so I just stood there. And then the raven dancer came out. The raven dancer with the long wooden mask, the abalone eye, the leather that went down the back, the wings that extended beyond his hands. Hey, and at 5 years old, I said, I'm going to be the raven dancer. So when the raven dancer was done, he took the mask off, placed it down, put the wings around the mask, and at 5 years old, I scooted over and I reached down. You know how grown-ups, they go, don't touch that. Don't touch that. Honey, don't touch that. Don't touch that. Please don't touch that. Will you leave that alone? Will you walk away from that? Are you listening? Are you listening to me? Please don't touch that, honey. Are you be gentle with that? Will you not touch that? Honey, are you listening? Please don't touch. Don't touch that. Don't you touch that. Don't you touch. Don't touch that. I'll tell you what. I touched it. And nothing happened. So I felt the wood. I felt the leather and the eyes. And at 5 years old, I said, I'm going to be the raven dancer. So I took that mask. It was as big as I was. And it was heavy, and I put it on. And I said, I'm the raven dancer. But it was so big. And it was so heavy that I fell over. And I was stuck there like that. My uncle came by and said, son, you're looking good. You need a hand? I don't need no hand. I'm the raven dancer. Well, you'll keep it up. You're doing a good job there. After a while, I got tired and I got scared. And I said, Uncle, help me. So he took the mask off, placed it down. He picked me up and he said, son, you're too small to be the raven dancer. But I knew it in my heart. I was going to be the raven dancer. I heard the stories, following your heart. I got so upset that my bottom lip started to shake. It started to stretch. And I fell all the way to the floor. I turned around and said, I could be the raven dancer. Before I left, my uncle said, son, watch the ravens. Watch the ravens. So I watched those ravens move. Watch them fly. Listen to the ravens talk. One day my uncle said, son, if you're going to be the raven dancer, you're going to need this. My regalia. I couldn't wait to put it on. You see, I was in grade school when I first got these. And so I ran to my mom and dad's house. And I stood in front of that big long mirror. You know, the ones that they look at themselves in? Just like you have. So I stood in front of that mirror. And as a young boy, I went, awesome. Well, my uncle said, you need to learn. Continue to learn. Watch the ravens and watch the other animals. So I watched the ravens, I watched them hunt, I watched them fish, I watched them raise their young. And then I watched the other animals. I watched the stillness of the crane, the awareness of the deer, the intensity of the hummingbird, the determination of the salmon, the strength of the bear, wisdom of the wolf, intelligence of the killer whale, heat, the killer whale, the grace and beauty of the humpback whale. I watched all the animals I could, and I learned, and I learned. It was one day that my uncle said, son, if you're going to be the raven dancer, you're going to need this. So I got more of my regalia. I was in high school by then. And since I was in high school, I walked to my mom and dad's house. And since I was in high school, I stood in front of that mirror that they look at themselves in. And since I was in high school, I went, and I gave myself a high five. You see, this part of the story, I want to share with you. You see, when I was in 4th grade, I was in an accident. I was crushed by a lorry, shattered my jaw, broke my teeth, stitches on my chin, a severe head injury. I was in the hospital for 2 weeks. When I got out of the hospital, my mouth was wired shut like this. You see, at 9 years old, I was already talking like an elder. So I couldn't speak. So I hid. I hid in the libraries. And I read about people from all over the country, all over the world. I read about my own people. I read. And then when I was old enough, I went out there. And all those people I read about, I went out there to meet them. First across the states. And then I traveled, and I met people from all over the world. And I learned. Then I came home, and I listened to those songs, those dances, the artwork, the traditions of my people. My uncle came up to me and said, son, you look good. You still want to be that raven dancer? And I said, yes, you're going to need this. That's when I got the shakiyat. I got the shakiyat. And I got the drum. And he said, now sing for us as we go out and lead us. And sing for us. So I sang. Hey, Yahuwah, Yahuwah, oh, hey, Yahuwah, Yahuwah, oh, hey, So when I was done singing. I took my regalia. I put it away in the way that I was taught. I was taught that you respect and honor your sacred stuff, the land. You respect and honor other people. And respect and honor comes back to you. That's how life works, eh? So my uncle came up to me and said, son, you watch the ravens and you learn. You watch the other animals and you learn. You listen to the elders, the teachers, you met people. Now it's time for you to be the raven dancer. And he gave me this. I got the mask. The mask. I couldn't wait to put the mask. I got the mask, and then I went to my mom and dad's house, and I said, Mom, I got the mask. I'm the raven dancer. I need something to wrap around the mask. And she said, here, take this. I said, no, Mom, not the Santa blanket. But I still have it. So I got the mask. And now, it's time for me to do the Raven dance for you. Oh no, that's you got to do that. Everyone else, use your fingers. So at 5 years old, I had a vision that I was going to be the Raven dancer. And now I live it. I breathe it. And I travel around the country, around other parts of the country, other parts of the world. Encourage others to spread the wings and fly. To spread the wings and fly. To live for vision. To live for passion. To tell their story. To tell their story. Not so loud. Relax and let that relaxation flow. The quality of our rhythm becomes quality. Because you see, I'm reminded of how Raven was walking along the beach and he looks far out into the ocean and sees an island of fire throwing flames into the sky. Raven wanted to get that fire, but he didn't know how. So Raven's brother Hawk comes walking along the beach, proud of his long beak. Raven asks him, "Can you help me?" "What you want me to do," says Hawk. "I want you to get that fire from me." "How am I going to do that?" That's when Raven goes into a tree and he grabs a branch and he puts it in Hawk's beak and puts a pinch at the end of the branch. And he says, now, ye go out hard. That means have courage, be brave. What you are doing is for all the people. And that's when Hawk flies out there. He flies out there to that fire. He flies to it once, twice, 3 times. The 4th time that fire shoots up. That's when Hawk gets that fire. And he flies back to shore. Hawk has been flying a long time. That fire starts to burn bright and hot. Starts to melt Hawk's beak. Melted down to the curved beak in his mouth. Although Hawk is in much pain, he hangs on to that fire because he knows what he is doing is for all the people. Raven calls out to him, "Ye go out, have courage, be brave. What you are doing is for all the people." That's when Raven flies out there. And together Raven and Hawk fly back to shore. That's when Raven, he took that fire and he threw it into the rocks. He took that fire, he threw it into the trees, into the mountains, into the water. He took that fire, he threw it into all the animals. Raven took that fire and he threw it into human beings. Now we all have that fire. We all have that fire. And more important, we all share that spirit. You see, that's what you are doing here. You're sharing that spirit. And in sharing that spirit, we light the fire in the hearts of the people. And their spirit will shine. Their spirit will shine. What you are doing is not an easy thing. That's why I say, have courage, my brothers. Have courage, my sisters. And continue on. Continue on. And continue on. And so with that, I'd like to say, thank you for this college, this school. Thank you.